Hey girls, so here's a scouting report for LA Surf. We're looking forward to you guys competing in the playoffs. You know, this group's a fast possession-based team, lots of little one good crafty 1v1 players as well. So it's super technical. So we just need to be ready to defend honestly. They can play, but it's super important for us to be connected in the midfield. As our three are together, as opposed to just having one six do a lot of the defending because they will plan to run forward and take players on and create little 1-2s with combinations. Or 2v1s with combinations. So there's a typo there. It's a 4-3-3. Apologize for that. They do defend in a 4-1-4-1 or a 4-4-1-1. It looks like they drop back pretty deep to defend at times as well. So it's important for us to try and go into the wide areas when they're in their 4-3-3, but also like get the ball into the half spaces when they're defending first, and then open them up into the wide area. But again, the quicker we are with our tempo and our possession and making them chase us, the more tired they'll get. They do attack well in transition, on the dribble. So it's important that on the loss of possession, like we worked on today, that we're getting really close together and narrow and making them, go out wide so that we can pin them against the sideline. Um, Going to take a look at it's a longer video, but just important for us to really understand what they're going to look like. So their initial defense, when they lose possession of the ball, they try and press, of course, but then as the ball is advanced in, they're in white, of course, as the ball is advanced in, you can see what type of numbers they have behind the ball. Okay, so again, pretty narrow attack, so areas for us to expose, out here, we need to bring them out of this shape a little bit. So it's important for us to take advantage of these spaces right here. Um, the opponent here is just constantly trying to go at them and at them when, again, this is the area here. A lot of crossing that we did the last couple of training sessions. Be really important to be able to play the ball into areas and bring it back out and then get numbers in the box for service. So again, this is, the opponent has the ball 30, 40, 50 yards away or 30 yards away. So it's important that we recognize, this shape here, while it doesn't look organized, it's really a safety in numbers kind of scenario. So we just got to make sure we go around them, make them work a little bit. Right here, switching the point of attack, bringing it out here to here, and then getting the ball to the other side might be an option as well. But you can see what works is the little combination 1-2 out wide, make them chase a little bit, and then look to get the service in the box with numbers there. And they have a big shape here in their build up. And then on the loss of possession, I'm going to rewind it, but you can see with these players right here, watch, as soon as there's a loss of possession, they all work back to get into this area. So if we're going to transition, we need to do it quick. Otherwise, we need to, and again, you can see that's what their shape looked like. They literally were in build up, 5 seconds ago, and now you can see they got a 4-4, kind of like a 4-4-1-1 in terms of how they're pressing. This forward comes up to press. This one drops in a little bit. Again, just watch what it looks like so that they can't break the line. Then they elect to go long, which again, if they're not that high, it'll be difficult to play long balls into 4 or 5 of them. Not to say it can't be done, but super important. So this is an area where forward could check back or a winger could check back, but we ultimately want to get the ball out to this player and driving in to get the service off. That would be what we want to try and do. You can see they win the ball back, and then not slow about getting the ball in transition to go forward. Looks like a 1-1. This one goes up. This one drops back. Looks like a 4-1-4-1-ish. But again, this is not in their own half. Now they're defending in the opponent's half. And then you can see where these spaces right here could be open for us. this space out here and here. So once we get them to go central, then we could potentially get the ball out wide. Here's a quick transition to attack for them. Quick pass in, and it's just quick combination into some dribbles and into some balls and behind a defender. So it's good individual effort on the dribble, scores a goal. So definitely rewind that and see what happens when there's a loss of possession on our end, and what they're going to look like and how they're going to attack. She brings the ball back, and just elects to go on the dribble and then play it through. And once they get the ball here, notice the difference. White wins the ball, or LA wins the ball, and all of these players in black are kind of just standing watching. Whereas you saw in the earlier clip, when the white team, when LA loses the ball, they all get back quickly, and that doesn't happen. So you can see, like, if we don't get together as a group behind the ball, then we're leaving them to get some free opportunities on our goal. So we want to definitely avoid that. And that's another goal for them. So look at the wide areas that we can attack. So see that, get them on the jump there, get the ball out wide, and then we can make something happen. But we just need to make sure numbers get into the box. This video, the goalkeeper was out of the picture, but these are punts. So she's going to get them to about half field. Let's just remember that. Still in a little bit of a kind of a 4-1-4-1. And a flick on from a header. So again, these are all coming out about half field from the goalkeeper. So let's just make sure we're ready for that. I'll show you one more. It's their goal kick here. But this group does a pretty good job for us. It'll be really important, again, very similar in our shape, to make sure that we have numbers, wingers tucked in a bit if she's going to hit it long. And then wherever she does hit it, we just make sure we're reacting as a group. So you can see about 40 yards away or so. Just watch on their punt, the surf group, how they end up. The ball's up in the air, they lose it, and then they just want to get it back real quick. So we've got to be alert to that, make sure that when we do get it, that we're putting our foot on the ball and moving it pretty quickly. There's some more 1v1 skill from them, that run in behind. And again, so in the actual text of the scouting report, I want to make sure our midfield understands that we can't have this player run. So our midfield probably should look more like that, real compact in the middle of the field, and making sure we don't allow them to have runners get in behind. Not confuse the issue with our defenders, with our center backs. It's okay for a center back to step, but also very important that the midfield doesn't just allow runners to get in behind. That was good for them to get the ball around. And they're not super direct and fast. I mean, they can play, they can show some patience in their build up, but it'll be important. Like, as you can see, the opponent doesn't have wingers that are able to apply pressure. We do, so that'll be a big difference. And that's why the center of the park, the midfield for us, becomes so important. So you can see how spread out this city team is. Like, that's their forward, and their backs are not in the screen. So again, we've talked about that several times this year. We cannot have a big spread out shape, with three central midfielders. We've got to make sure we're compact and we stay together. And that's just the ball, looking a hopeful ball to get in behind to one of their talented forwards. So yeah, the three forwards are pretty good, are solid. They're good on the dribble, good at 1v1s, good at creating space to get open and get shots off. Um, but again, as I've mentioned a couple times, watch these clips and look, you cannot dive in. We've got to stay honest with how we defend. That's one player that dives in, and second player here, it just kind of overruns it, you know, creates fouls and scoring opportunities, which we don't want to do. So again, diving in, dribbling past. Again, physical player. That's I think the one that was playing on the right. And second chances, don't dive in, another dive, and then she's able to get the shot off and the goal. So again, we've got to be super careful about that, not putting ourselves into situations where we're diving in. Yes, if you can 100% win the ball, great. But again, transition for them and dribbling is something that they'll want to do. So we need to make sure we're all ready for it. And that's just a goal from a giveaway. And hopefully, I think you guys see the point. I know there's a lot of clips, but for those that look at these a lot, make sure that you're just paying attention to the the spots on the field where where they're dangerous. Clearly, down the right side, they're pretty dangerous. Through the middle, they're pretty dangerous on the dribble and the pass. Left side, I didn't see anything in this game that screamed out, let's be aware. But really, through the middle of the field and down the right side, they have some players with some ability. Take a look at the restarts, one from some distance. You can see how they're defending this. Obviously, we'll want to have everybody over here a little bit, and maybe the gap will work. So let's make sure, just to show you what they'll give us, and you'll see that when we play them. They give up a lot of corners. I didn't play them all, but there were plenty of them, so there's some good chances here. You can see there's potential for, if we do get a bunch of corners, to do a short one as well, potentially. But you can see how they set up defending, couple zone on the six, and then everybody else is marking. So you can see the zone here, marking, and then marking over here. So stacking up, as we talked about, either in the six or by the penalty spot, could create some opportunities for us on restarts. Play these through so you guys can see. Pretty much 9 players, 10 players inside the box to defend. The center back does a couple of these even from 50 out, or at midfield. The service here happens. There's a couple of these in this game, so just be prepared. It's going to be a good 40-yard ball, flipped diagonally. So doesn't quite get towards the goal, but you just be prepared and see if she's stepping up to the ball, that she might be doing that. And this is just free kick. Sorry, I should be running that. They're probably shooting from 25 out. Same center back hitting the set piece is could be pretty dangerous. So just make sure we're holding our line and we're attacking the ball. 19 has a long throw. It's not super long, but you can see where it lands. The first run is a decoy run, so it's about right there, right here. But that initial decoy run, you can see, is set up by that player there. Back up a little, see how she runs out, and then tries to get it in. And the one from distance, I don't know if that's necessary from that far out, but it actually ends up getting into the 18. And again, so just recognize where the ball is going to land. It landed about right there. So just be aware. And again, these are just guidelines and show you how they might look when they play us. We're really excited about your prospects in the playoffs. So look forward to seeing you play.